Okay.
Hello, people of Connecticut, my fellow nutmeggers. We are here with Connecticut Common Sense. I am your hostess, Selina Rifkin. I'm here with Jason Douglas.
Hello,
And
everybody.
we are, we thought we had a guest today, but he was unable to make it, which is totally okay because we have lots to talk about instead.
Hmm.
And I'm going to bring us in I'm going to do a little screen sharing here. So just give me a minute.
Right.
And
Analogy. Oh no, drum roll, please.
yes, yes. Let me find the right one here. Let's see. Brave browser. Yep, that's the one. Give me a sec. Hang on.
Wow.
Here we go. All right. Are you guys ready? Do you see JD Vance
I,
in a
I see him.
sombrero? Very good. Okay, here we go.
Okay, esto es mucho simple. El Democrat Party es mucho retardo, okay? Mucho retardo. Especially El Hakimo Jeffries y El Chucko Schumer. They are extra retardo. So El Presidente and I cannot negotiate with these Democrat retardos. It's imposibly, mucho imposibly. Gracias, amigos. Oh, and make sure you El voto for LJD Vanso in El 2028. Okay, esto es mucho simple. El Democrat Party es mucho retardo, okay?
Okay. Got this off.
Especially
Okay.
Now we're stuck. Technology, we're stuck with them the whole show. That was good. That was good.
Yeah. So in case you don't know
Got my
what that
vote.
was all about, so Hakeem Jeffries and there's a couple of people call him um, Dave Rubin came up with t the his nickname is Obama, Timu, or oh, what was the other one? I saw another good one.
Jeffries, you mean? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And so he was very upset. And for some reason, Trump thought it would be absolutely hilarious to have an AI version of Hakeem Jeffries in a sombrero with a mustache.
Yeah,
And this was deeply, deeply offensive to
of
the
course.
Democrat Party. And
Great.
the next thing that
Enjoy that.
happened was that Gavin Newsom did something totally lame in the same vein with JD Vance. So now this stuff is just running rampant right now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hilarious.
AI battles.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you, I want to show you my new profile. Um, Hang on. I'm going to do another screen share. Give me a minute. I've got to open this.
Oh wow,
Uh,
like your background is like warping. It's like you're going into the Matrix or something.
oh, that's because
Oh, okay, okay. It's just
it's
moving.
just
That's
the
actually
wind
moving. Okay.
catches it.
I thought it
Yeah.
was actually warping. Okay, I see.
No, 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 no. We're not in the
Thought
Matrix.
you were going to
This is
disappear
good.
into.
I don't want to be in the Matrix.
No,
I like my real
no.
life thing. This is good. Hang on. I want to find this. Yeah, this is the joys of technology here. Desktop. So let's see. Hang on it. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to open this and I'm going to do a quick screen share here. Okay. You see that? Okay. Oh wait, no, there we
Oh,
go.
there. Here we go.
That's my
Oh,
new that's my new
oh wow,
profile
you're
picture.
playing with that AI, aren't you?
Yes, yes, I started playing with AI. I've had a couple of compliments on it. They're like, I
That's
can
good.
recognize you in your new profile picture. So that's going to stay up for as long as the
Solinito,
yeah, as long
Planita,
yeah, it's like so yeah, so
Planita Rafina.
oh, it's hilarious. So yeah, that'll stay up as long as the we have the government shut down. So,
Okay.
and I know you wanted to talk about that a little bit. So that's your lead in.
Well, how does it affect Connecticut? I guess mainly, and this meme fight things. That's what you're talking about, that right?
Well, I mean, that happened because of the shutdown, because Hakeem Jeffries, they're yelling about how mean
Yeah.
the Republicans are because it's like, oh, they're taking away people's health care. It's like, well, they're
Right.
not taking away people's health care. They did that before with the big beautiful bill, and
Hmm.
now the Democrats want to like increase. They want to say, oh, no, we'd really like 2 trillion of that money back. We
Right. Right. Right.
trillion more of spending to come back, and
And
that's.
just like Karen Levitt says,
Hmm.
you know, you can read in the actual bill and actually the actual it's all online. I mean, you can go on there and see
Right.
that they're just it's the same bill they've been passing all along. that
Yeah.
the Democrats have passed all along. So it's just gamesmanship and nothing more.
Yeah,
And,
it
and
is.
they're a lot. So I guess what I'm getting at is their lies are blatant. But I
Yeah.
guess I understand that. I think Vance is right when he says that some of the Democrats are going to crack on this one
I hope so.
because of pure logic. Well, three already have, and I think there will be more
Hmm.
that will. I think it just makes sense, and I think it's time for. I mean, the shutdown is just a symptom, I guess, but this really is an opportunity for moderate Democrats to step up to the plate and take back control of their party. You know,
Ideally.
there's nothing wrong with an opposition party that I mean, George Washington didn't like parties at all.
Mm.
But you have to have parties. I think I disagree with George on that one because there has to be a place for people with different points of view. There are two schools of thought, and even though one of them is wrong, one of them is right. I think, in my opinion, for the most part, they exist, and so there has to be an avenue for that. But our country's always prided itself on the fact that our Democrat slash socialist side has really been more moderate in nature, and so is both sides, the Republicans and the Democrats, both moderate and fighting over little
Different
things.
times. There, I think,
Right.
it's happened. There has been.
Yeah, there's been other times we had a civil war in the
Yeah, we
1800s.
did manage to have a
Right.
civil war. I'm fine.
Yeah, but generally speaking, in our lifetime, our modern times, both the Democrat and the Republican parties have been controlled by, uh, and firmly controlled by people generally toward the center.
Yeah, yeah.
And that changed since 2008,
Right.
where the Democratic Party went this way. And
Yeah.
now, but the problem is, the weird thing that kind of makes me scratch my head is I think the majority of the Democratic people are reasonable people that are not like that. I don't think we have 50% Marxists around here. We probably have 15, we probably have 5%, and then maybe other
I
15
think
are
it is.
stupid
It
enough to
is
believe
a
it.
small percentage. It's a
Very
small
small. And so, and it's got to be true within the Democratic Party too. Matter of fact, I heard that 2/3 of the Democrats uh, voters are saying that they should disapprove the budget of their own voters, disapprove the continuing resolution. Thanks to the internet, people are educated now. They understand what a continuing resolution is.
Right.
Nothing more than the status quo. That's all it means. Just keep it kicking. We're
Yep.
not trying to push an agenda on either side here.
Yep.
It's where it is. It's
Yep.
Republicans in control, so it's their agenda, but it's just a continuing of what we've had. So people are aware of that. But I want to know how the shutdown is going to affect Connecticut. I mean, probably no different than anything else.
Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be interesting to see. Well, I mean, there's already this issue, because they already passed the big beautiful bill, so they've been taking away things like the ability for people to, funding for illegal,
illegals, yeah, yeah.
and we know they're here in this state. I can't remember what the numbers were. Do you happen to know? What,
The
because
number of illegals we have in the state, I think as many
approximately.
I think as people say 600,000,
Okay.
but
And
I think
and
it's
it could
more.
end up being more
Yeah, I
because,
think it's more.
some of them are going to flee from, you know, places where it's less friendly, so they might come to Connecticut, but only the mobile ones, I think. So I'm just hoping that people will continue to self-deport. That would be great.
Apparently, almost 2 million have.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
significant. Now that's a tenth
yeah.
of the 21
Most
million they
most
should
of the
have given.
people who left did it themselves, and that's it. We keep cutting this off, and it's going to be a lot less palatable to be here.
Hmm.
That's a good thing. I've got another clip I want to share, which I think it's absolutely relevant to the conversation we're having right
Okay, let's watch it.
now. Okay. Now that I'm kind of getting a hang of doing this. So it just takes a little practice. Okay, here we go.
A lot
That's
of
fun with it.
talking tonight about these government healthcare plans that you propose in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Let me start with
Is that all of them?
Yeah, pretty much. And
Pretty much. Except one guy, I think.
yeah, that was the Democratic debate.
And now they're claiming that they don't want anything to do
Oh,
with.
we didn't want to do that.
We never wanted to do that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. The internet's forever. So,
Yeah. Thank goodness for the internet because they got away with this stuff in our day in the
yeah, they
70s,
did.
90s.
Yeah, they did. They were able to hide all of this. And maybe this is partly why we were so oblivious when we were younger. They just, it's like, oh, everything looks pretty good. And they were doing all this horrible stuff behind the scenes, and we had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And, the regular media is still trying to convince us that no, everything's fine. And it's like, oh no, the internet that doesn't exist. You know,
We've got lawyers. Some of the lawyers in the state, I think, are some of the smartest. I thought were some of the smartest people in the state. I've want to know a few in particular that think there's nothing wrong at all. They're completely oblivious to the reality, actually.
Well,
I mean, completely.
a
And I
lot
don't
of
think they're bad
people.
people necessarily.
Yeah.
They just watch too much mainstream media still, especially people our age and older.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Well, I
know,
think, and I think I said this in the last podcast is that, I think there was, you remember that stage of the internet because we can remember these stages of the
the
internet.
development of the internet. Yeah,
We're old enough to remember that.
yeah, the birth of it.
That there was this stage of the internet when there was just like
MySpace.
floods of email scams. The whole Nigerian prince is going to give you.
Oh yeah, they still do that. They're getting better. They're getting good. They still do that.
Yeah, I know it comes
They're
up
getting
every
better
now
at
and
it.
then. I'm like, oh, come on,
So
really?
when I was first on the internet, I was single and I was on AOL Instant Messenger
Hmm.
and I had a lot of adventures I could tell about. Maybe in another whole podcast show sometime, not this one, but I was luckily in the beginning. Like I never fell for the fake ones, the Nigerian fake one. And
Right.
or yeah, if you could just help me, my father left me $3 million, and if you could just help me withdraw it and
Really?
get into this account, we could, I'll give you a big chunk of it. And that's, but they were so primitive in the beginning, like so dumb, like you could tell it wasn't even, it wasn't even like real, like but even before AI, there were artificial things that type stuff in there or whatever.
Oh yeah, and people
Yeah,
and people got taken by it. And I
yeah.
think that
But
there's a certain percentage of people who just, bought into the idea that you should just never get your any news or anything from the internet because it's none of that's real. It's just people's opinions. And they just never moved past that.
yeah, no, I know that's true. That is true, and I also think that the reason why if you go like in Manchester, I went to the no remember last summer I went to the no more Kings protest
Hmm.
to check out what's going on there, and they were everybody there was already almost everybody there, probably more than 65% of the people there were 55 and older, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of older women walking around, 60 and older,
Yeah.
walking around, and that's why they're the ones watching the mainstream. They're the ones that don't trust the internet or won't watch the
Watching The
internet,
View.
watching The View, watching, oh Lord, just watching CBS News is enough to make you cringe.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I gave Channel 3 WFSB local Channel 3 News a little whirl the other day. I looked at their website just to see what the kind of stories they're covering is, and it's all like individual incidents that happen in towns, which is what they should cover, but also all anti-Trump, all anti,
Mhm.
nothing neutral. Even no matter how all the good things Trump's done, not a single thing. It's just all
Mhm.
it's completely unbelievable. They're as bad as CNN.
Mhm. Yep.
So it's just, but it kind of leads me to, I mean, I guess we're through the shutdown topic right now. I don't know. But it's. I think it'll come back. I think we're going to be back.
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, it's not like we haven't had government shutdowns before.
Yeah,
But honestly, I haven't noted
I
anything.
understand that people still get their Social Security checks, and a lot of things still happen. So they make it out like, honestly, to be completely honest, the right wing is hamming it up a little bit when we talk about how
Mhm.
so many people are going to suffer because Chuck Schumer won't sign this bill, and it's true. The government, it
Right.
is true. Everything they're saying is true. He's holding the government hostage over his
Mhm.
ambitions. That's true
Right.
and wrong. But it's not like, you know, thousands of old people aren't going to get,
Right.
we're not going to suffer in the way that they're, our side is kind of exaggerating that a little bit, some of us, right? To try to make it as
Uh,
evil as possible. So shutdowns really don't affect people quite as much,
mhm.
to be, but it doesn't mean that over time it won't start to hurt though.
Oh yeah, over time.
If it lasts more than
I
30 days, it starts to become a problem for people. Some
have you
people,
heard about the firings that they can do? And
yeah,
yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping,
it's
and
great.
I I don't know if they have to wait like 60 days or something like that before they can do that, or if they can just freaking start throwing
They
people out.
probably have the time frame, I'm sure,
There, yeah, there could be. So
but it
that's,
opens up the door for it. That's great.
yeah, it does.
Well, now we kind of want the shutdown to drag on a little bit at least.
Yeah, like,
It's not going to affect me personally, but there's a lot of people that I care about that it might at some point.
yeah, yeah.
We
If
don't
you
have to
can
last
find that.
forever, but I don't think it's going to really hurt anyone who really needs it at least for the first 30 days. So I don't think people should
Yeah,
worry.
yeah,
At least the first 30 days, maybe more.
yeah.
But to shift gears just for a minute and talk about Connecticut a little bit,
Hmm.
since after all, this is Connecticut common sense. We need a governor. We need a. I want people to spread the word. We need someone to run for. All right, in New Jersey right now. Let's start with New Jersey. In Jersey, we've got a guy named Carmelelli or something like that running for governor.
I cannot pronounce his last name. It's
No,
right
he's an
down there.
Italian guy. I think though he's running for governor against the horribly corrupt current Democratic governor of New Jersey. He's closed the gap to 8 points in the
Mhm,
polls. It was 16 points. The gap's closing. She's doubled and tripled every. She's very corrupt, just like Lomaya is. She's
mhm.
doubled and triples everybody's energy rates. She wants to make New Jersey more of a sanctuary
Do
state than
the same
already is.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's far left. Yeah, same thing as Connecticut.
yeah.
The difference is Connecticut. I mean, New Jersey has a lot more national attention than we do, though. They
Well,
got we
bigger.
got Pressler. I mean, yeah,
Scott
uh,
Pressler is working on new.
Pressler in there, right? And so there's hope. All right, but the thing is, we worry about the elections being rigged in New Jersey because they haven't had full election reform,
Right.
in terms of them being rigged down there. And
Mhm.
I was saying earlier, I don't believe the polls and Quinnipiac. Everybody cites the Quinnipiac poll. I'll say this again. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again.
For those of you who are
Off
listening
the
and
air.
not
Yeah.
saying,
Oh no,
Jason
I
is
wasn't. It
making,
was before we even recorded. I said this.
yeah,
I think.
yeah, but Jason is making a thoroughly hilarious face if you're just listening, as
Oh,
opposed
well, that's not what it's about. But Quinnipiac. Everybody cites around the nation, by the way, cites the Quinnipiac poll.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's the Quinnipiac poll, one of the most prestigious polls in America. Quinnipiac poll is garbage, right? The people that go to Quinnipiac poll are the people that weren't smart enough to make it into Yale. See, Quinnipiac University is located in North Haven, just north of New Haven, right north of Yale University. So all the people who are too dumb to make it to Yale go to Quinnipiac and make a little poll, and everybody's to believe what they say. And there are a bunch of morons over there. So don't listen to the Quinnipiac poll for anything, okay? My goodness. How come we don't have our own polls in the right wing?
Um,
Don't we have any? Don't we have any pollsters that do it right? I mean, I don't think we do.
well, polls are very interesting because, and I'm working on this, I'm working on my thesis right now. And so, I'm creating surveys, and how you say the question can absolutely affect what kind of answer you get. And it's, I did my
That's
best.
one way to rig it.
Well, yeah, you can
You know?
absolutely,
Yeah.
and it's like, if say you have a multiple choice question, if you have, people are more, it's like, are people more inclined to just check the first answer, or are they going to actually read what you've written?
Right. They don't.
Where, where you place things in the poll can matter. And ideally, if you have a sufficiently technical instrument, you could, have every person have a slightly different order of those particular questions. But that's fairly technical and it's expensive. So the chances of you actually being able to do something like that is relatively low. I can't do anything like that.
Right.
I can't afford it. Um,
Well, it's also who you poll too. Like
and it's, yes, absolutely. It's who
you
you
call a town
poll.
where it's 85 or 60% Democrats, and you ask
Yeah.
them what you're
And
going to
that's just the
get.
most simple thing.
Right.
It's like, if
And
you
the best
know
polls are done
something,
oral. The best polls are done verbally. Those are the best polls. When you actually walk
right?
up and ask them the question, it's
Yes.
got to be a properly worded question.
Yeah.
That's the best
At
way to keep
random and phone call. So when you get the
phone
phone
calls. Yeah.
call that says, would you answer polling questions? Those are probably the best
Hmm.
because they have they're going to have the most
They're going to listen
random
to you.
population,
Right.
best spread of population. Gallup and Pew have the best reputations for polling.
Hmm.
And those are the ones that I'm actually using in my study. But it's like, Quinnipiac,
No, they're
I don't think so.
sketchy at best.
Yeah. And I'm going to admit that,
But
for the New York elections, which, they're screaming that Mamdani is going to, he's going to win. And I have a very unreasonable, and I'm sure it's unreasonable, but I still have this hope in my heart that Curtis Sliwa will
Bluth.
win.
Okay, maybe. I think I don't doubt that they're trying to cheat down there too. So they'll
Oh
throw that
yeah,
in
well
there.
and there's absolutely that piece, and but I,
Uh,
like you, I don't trust the polls. I don't
and I
trust.
also heard this recently, that apparently not just businesses but residents
Mhm.
are fleeing New York in anticipation of him becoming mayor. Now
Yeah.
those now what? So the question bears to mind: they're coming here. So a lot of them are coming to Connecticut,
Hmm. Yeah.
right?
Well, that's what
And
happened during COVID.
what kind of people are coming though? It's going to be people that are earning money that don't want to pay taxes, right?
Yeah. Well,
That's what sent me out.
I don't want their money taken
The
away.
ones that are collecting welfare, they're going to say, "Oh, Madami's promising the world." They're the ones that are going to stick around, probably, right?
Well,
New
the
York's going to turn into
people
a
who don't have
cesspool,
money can't afford to leave.
guys.
Moving's expensive.
If New York, if he becomes elected mayor, New York's going to have to get bailed out within a year or two,
Yeah, and they ain't getting the money.
and they're going to get the
Well,
money.
somebody said he's
So it's
not
going
going
to
to
ruin
give
New
them
York
any
City.
money.
So I mean, I'd be leaving. I'd probably be leaving if I was in New York City. I mean, geez, it's terrible. But the company Connecticut, though, how's that going to affect probably Fairfield, Litchfield County
Yeah,
more than anything?
right.
Um, what's that going to mean for Connecticut? Because we're not business friendly here either. But it's geographically convenient, and it just makes sense that a lot of people are going to come to Connecticut.
Yeah,
Vermont, even though they don't know, little do they know, Connecticut is also being run by Marxists and communists as well.
yeah. Well, it's just that it's very quiet here. It's very quiet. And they keep
It's a beautiful
they
city.
keep all those poor people tucked away in the cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we need a governor to run for Connecticut. What we need is, and I'm sure nobody's listening right now would know, but maybe you'll know somebody who knows somebody. But we're looking for. I'm going to make my personal mission to find somebody. Uh, let's put it this way: the Democratic power in Connecticut is pretty entrenched, and they're definitely holding on to it tight. So we're going to need someone with a lot of clout and a lot of money and a lot of power and a lot of name recognition, even to come out and run for governor of Connecticut. So someone like Megyn Kelly. Megan, I know you're not listening right now, but do have your cell phone number. And hopefully I'll get you to come forward and run for governor of Connecticut. So someone like that. Megyn Kelly is what I consider to be one of the few true journalists left out there that's in the mainstream doing actually, I mean, because she'll throw MAGA under the bus too if she thinks we're doing something wrong. But she's pretty much all MAGA all the way, but she won't hesitate to call somebody out no matter what it is. Honest, pure honesty, which is why I really like her. And she's the one that got me to notice Trump first, of course, when she asked the famous question about Trump womenizing during the 2015 Republican debate. And Trump said, only Rosie O'Donnell. I'm like, huh? I was looking down at some work I was doing. I was barely even paying attention to the debate. And I heard only Rosie O'Donnell. I looked up, I put my books away. I watched the rest of the debate just like this, like a movie. And I was all about Trump ever since then, pretty much. I fed him out, though, of course. I'm an investigator, you know.
Well, there's that.
But it turns out his heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
But, we need someone like that for Connecticut, I guess is what I'm getting at. Do we have a Connecticut Donald Trump? There's two pools of people. There's famous rich people that are Trump people, hopefully a few of them, like actors.
I'd love to see Linda McMahon.
Linda McMahon, that's a great idea. And then there's Linda McMahon. There's also rich, successful entrepreneurs that have a lot of money and are somewhat well known that are on our side and want to, make a difference. So they don't have to. Their name doesn't. They don't have to necessarily be someone that everyone recognizes their name right away. There's got to be someone with a big mouth and a lot of money that can quickly fill those shoes. And everybody's going to say, "Who's this guy?" right away. Then I think Linda McMahon is a perfect idea.
Well, I'm sure at this point she knows exactly what she's dealing with if she were to do such a thing.
Right, but she's got the strength, like she's got the power, like she's not afraid. I don't think she's afraid of that. No.
She's got no reason.
She's got plenty of protection. She does. She's got the World Wrestling Federation, a bunch of wrestlers. Let's body slam those guys, man.
I think there was I remember a clip where she was, and they showed this early on, right after Trump got brought in, and there's a shot of her where it's, one of the wrestling guys picks her up and throws her on the floor.
Yeah.
We're showing that. I'm like,
you probably got up and decked him back.
It's like, oh my God, we have a sense of humor. This is awesome.
I know, it is awesome. She's got plenty of. I'm sure she's chosen some really good, capable people in the Department of Education around her, and we could just kind of get her on the phone and talk her into quitting that job and coming up here to run for governor. Because she ran for Senate here, she knows what's up. She ran for Senate here, got hosed, and she's in a better political atmosphere now.
Yeah,
So maybe I should pop her cell phone number too.
You sure have the FBI come and visit you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. She's a cabinet member. She might wonder who's this strange guy, but I got the gift of gab. I could talk to her and get her there. I haven't really had. I mean, there's only been 3 or 4 people that I've tried to reach out to so far. John Rowland did talk to me.
Right.
He ain't running. He's not running.
Mm-hmm.
He might have been a good guy, I think. But he's too. He's tired and retired. He doesn't want to do anymore.
Well,
He's done with politics altogether. He doesn't even watch it anymore. I don't think. I had a brief text message, brief conversation, brief text messages with him earlier this year.
right.
And I reached out to Stefanowski too. Stefanowski. He did not reach back. There's also Carl Higbee from Newsmax.
Mm.
Yeah. And then Laura Ingram,
Oh,
who Fox News, who grew up in Glastonbury,
okay.
Connecticut.
She's still in Connecticut?
No, she lives in DC now, I believe,
Oh,
or
okay.
somewhere down there. But
Okay.
she, or New York, I don't know. But her parents are here. She grew up here. She's from Glastonbury.
Right. No kidding.
And so I need more ideas along those lines. I know that Kevin Nealon lives in Connecticut. He's a Connecticut guy. I'm not sure if he's a Trump guy or not. But someone like that, like
Right.
I'll go visit him on a Saturday morning and get him pumped up. Yeah, I can be the governor. I get people pumped up. Megyn Kelly, I mean, I've heard of a couple people that have talked about it. Like I think I heard Megyn Kelly mention something about it. She's interested in running. So I think what stops people is they don't think they have the support. But it has to be somebody with a lot of clout, somebody they can't touch, because we're learning, unfortunately, that someone who tried to run for governor, they're just, if they don't have a lot of clout to begin with, they're just going to basically step on them.
Yeah.
It's got to be someone that's not like a Trump guy that's not afraid of the bet. Because if you're going to run for governor, you're going to get people coming after you. Everybody knows that. I mean, it's not, you're going to have them coming after you. So you got to have a little chutzpah, a little bravery, that kind of thing. So if you know anybody, I know somebody who knows someone who grew up with Gina Davis, right? The actress from League of Her Own, right? So everybody kind of knows somebody. Maybe you know somebody who knows somebody. And if you do, then look into it and let us know. Message me and give me an idea. Somebody who's got to be somebody from Connecticut, obviously, or somebody who at least spent most of their life in Connecticut, that loves the state and has a big mouth and a lot of money, or even if they don't have a lot of money, someone who can that would gain the kind of support. Like I myself, I have a big enough mouth to run for governor. I could win, but I don't have any people that really believe me enough because I'm kind of a nobody, and plus I don't have any money, so I don't really have enough. But I have the mouth. I have that one ingredient. I would absolutely just give me the podium, give me some support people behind me and money. I have no money. Well, I have money, but not enough money for freaking governor. And I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so it's hard for me to. I mean, I would commit to it if I did, but it's only can't do it by myself. So it'd have to be a lot of hey, yeah, behind it all. But I just then I would win. But there's too many things against it. I'm too old. Well, I'm not that old, I guess. But there's too many things against me, so that's why it's just not me. But somebody else though that has a big mouth like me and has a little more recognition and clout, and But the funny thing is though, if I ever did run and there were people I had a good campaign around me, here's the little secret thing about me. There's a lot of people. There's probably thousands of people around Connecticut that have met me before. They don't even really, they kind of forgot about me. But if they saw me on TV, that's that guy. Because of my job as an investigator, because of all the houses I've been in all around the state. I talk all the people I've talked to face, there's thousands of them. And so eventually they'd be like, "Isn't that guy that was? He's an investigator. Wasn't that guy that did that? Oh, yeah, yeah." And so there'd be this I think this really cool grassroots groundswelling of support that could come from it. But without the money and the support and all that, they would never know. So that's the thing. So, I'm not running. I'm looking for somebody else that has a couple of things, just a couple more ingredients that I don't, to stand behind. And so, please, I mean it when I say, if you have any ideas, good ideas, bad ideas, I'll listen. Just send me a message, shoot me a direct message, or you can even, send me a direct message on X or on Facebook or wherever you're watching this. Because that's what we need. The state really needs something like that to rally behind.
Yeah.
There are so many people. We've been to the Cadillac Ranch, right, Selina? There's so many people that want Connecticut to go in the right direction here.
Yeah. The Charlie Kirk Memorial, the place was absolutely full to capacity.
Absolutely full, right?
Yep.
Too bad. People should know we didn't get to control any of the narrative there. Our movement didn't get any microphone time.
Nope.
any kind of input. Only the owner of the ranch got to talk, right? That was it.
No, it
He
was
didn't even get to talk.
oh no. He wasn't interested in talking. No,
Oh,
it was totally run
yeah, it
by
was
the
all
Republican
GOP. It
Party.
was all Rhino
Yeah,
talk.
Proto spoke and they had a
Platitudes.
lovely little singer.
Platitudes.
So I
Platitudes.
mean, and Pastor Dell did an invocation and a prayer, and he did a lovely job too. So I
It was
was
almost like I wish I had gone. It was almost like going to a wedding where like the two couple loves each other, but the families hate each other, and they're all trying to be polite and just everyone's being on their best behavior, but it's like,
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I hung
Yeah, I
out for
bet.
quite a while, but it was I mean, it was filled to capacity and the parking lot was jammed and I hung out. They started, I don't know, I hung out. I left around 6 o'clock and it had started to thin out about an hour before. People were
Right.
hanging out, looking at the bus. They were lined up, nice, long, quiet, well-behaved line to look in the bus. That was kind of fun. And so yeah, I was just hanging out watching people as people watching for a while. So that was nice. But yeah, it was a big crowd. I mean, this is the Charlie Kirk assassination, I think, has moved a lot of people, and I hope
Mhm.
that means that people are willing to be involved. And I know that's hard in Connecticut because we all have freaking bills to pay. But, there is some time that,
There are people that have time.
yeah, there is time to be spent. I mean, okay, it takes away from, maybe playing some video games or maybe watching TV a little bit or whatever.
Right. Yeah, because I do probably 30 or 40 cold calls on houses during the days and the evenings because of my job as a process server. And I can tell you a lot of people I could kind of I don't know what they're doing, but you can kind of tell they're not doing much. Like when people
Right.
sometimes when and there's a lot of people that aren't doing much. So there are people that have time to do things to help out, and and we haven't really emphasized it on this show much recently. I think the time is a good time now just to say, if you feel like we do, and you realize you
Yeah,
understand the state's
we
in bad
know
hands,
we
and
know
you want
people
to,
who are doing stuff and there's stuff that needs doing. So
yeah, there's a lot of things. We've had
you
people
don't
come
have to
forward.
run for office. It's not, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. There's plenty to do.
What you
Plenty.
can do behind the scenes,
Mhm.
right? You don't have to put yourself out there like that. There's a lot of information gathering, like you mentioned earlier, is a huge part of what we're doing, and you can do
Yep.
information gathering for us without anybody knowing who you are or anything like that.
Mhm.
So there's a lot that can be done, and then of course next year is going to be all about the midterms. So there's all that sign making and all that kind of like busy work that needs done. There's a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
We're
I
going to need
think
over. They
I
steal our
think
signs, so we're going to overwhelm them with signs this year in
so I think
26.
that James is they're planning another rally at the I think they're going to do another rally at the
Yep, every
Catholic
month.
Ranch.
Okay,
Yeah, so it's like after that I think we're done for the year because it's November would be very
cold. Yeah,
cold. It's like,
we
yeah.
should still have an annual, like a monthly gather. We should talk to them this time. I'm gonna try to. I'm pretty sure I can go.
Hmm.
It'll be later this month, I assume. Um,
Yeah, I think he's talking, might be talking. Let me look at the calendar. Oops, nope, not that. No,
25th.
wrong app. I'm just looking to see, he was talking, I think the 25th.
Okay,
So,
I think we should talk to them about having. It doesn't have to be as advertised, I guess, but we should have monthly like committee correspondence meeting at the ranch still in the winter
yeah,
inside,
something.
just to
Yeah,
go over where we're at. All the different movement. We talk about staying together,
right.
keeping all the different movements communicating, working together. How about a monthly sit down with all the community? The ones that are like Terminator Mom and the rest of us that are part of this to get like we did at the Italian place last month, like to get together and see where everybody's at and what's going on, what else can be done, and blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want it to just die off for the winter, and we don't
Yeah.
want to be limited to just X for the winter. Like I think that there should
I
be
know. Yeah. So yeah, no, we need FaceTime. And a
absolutely
lot of that is some of that's already in the works. So,
sure. I bet.
more is better.
Yeah, I know that Jim Myers and all the rest of them, they're not going to go to sleep for the winter, so
Oh, hell no.
we'll be okay.
Yeah, hell no. So I got some other interesting little tidbits here.
Okay.
So Kilmar Abrego Garcia, aka Maryland Man, now has a final order of removal. So
Oh, the Maryland dad,
yeah, yeah, Maryland dad.
the
Yeah.
family man,
That family man who beats his
Mr. Cleaver. No,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, I remember him. We all remember the
Yeah.
Maryland guy. Yeah, so
So
he's
yeah,
finally getting out of here.
yeah, I think they're going to send him to some African nation or
I heard
something
that
like
some
that.
like
Yeah,
Ivory Coast or something like that.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard that.
That's
It's one of
like,
those. It's one of those countries down there, Ghana
and
or.
this is, and this is the issue because it's like he was flaring in the news, and then he's gone, and this is what the news does to us. It's like,
Yeah,
oh no, we don't want to, it's like, oh, we'll give you our little piece of the information, and then it's gone.
and now that he's finally
Um,
getting deported, you're not going to hear much about it because
right.
they don't
Yeah.
want to they don't want to publicize that
Yeah, and
part.
they don't want to talk about the fact that, oh, there's a final order.
How did our news get so corrupt? How did we let this happen? Goodness.
Because I can tell you
Goes
exactly.
back before I was born.
Well, when they started, I would say it's probably started really bad when they started allowing um the the medical ads, the drug ads on television. Because
In the
remember,
90s. It goes way back before that, though.
well, there
Like,
was like, this is just what made it
I
worse.
mean, even during World War II,
Mm.
like people
Oh
knew
yeah.
about they knew about the Holocaust,
Hmm.
but it wasn't the public was kept in the dark.
Right.
We didn't find out about the public as a whole did not find out about the Holocaust. There were people that knew about it, but it
Mm-hmm.
was all under clandestine. That back then with no internet, you couldn't. You would see people. There were actually marches in the streets during 42, 40. I mean 43 and 44, saying stop the Holocaust. So people knew about it. Just wasn't
Mm-hmm.
getting on TV. It wasn't getting on any kind of radio. It was mostly radio
Right.
then. Wasn't getting on any kind of radio uh, at all. So it goes back. That kind of to cover something like that up in the American media. That's
Well,
sinister as hell. And that goes
probably. I
back
think
70
it's
years, 80
like
years.
information control, I think has, yeah, I'm sure that's something that is just a human thing, human governments that they have, the more media we have, the harder it is to control, but the more they want to control it because the more useful it could be if they can control it completely.
Yeah. Well, we don't want them to
But
control it at all. But
yeah,
we look. There's a
you don't.
difference between mass media
Uh,
and freedom of speech, right?
yeah.
Because mass media, you have to control to some level.
Hmm.
You can't give a license to a network to go on TV and spew lies to the public in mass like that. That's completely wrong.
Yeah.
There has to be some accountability because the government does regulate licensing for mass media,
Hmm.
for mass
So
television.
I'm still hoping they'll do the Charlie Kirk Act and
Yeah.
get us back
Tell
to.
us about that again.
So they had after World War II they came up with the Smith-Mundt Act, which forbids the U.S. government from giving propaganda to its citizens. Obama revised it and basically gutted it. So the government it's perfectly legal for them currently, even still, to have to propagandize us. So, for the government they can sponsor this stuff. They can just say, yeah, we're just gonna tell us whatever you want. Um, Now, I don't know
Crazy.
how much, that, I mean, so it probably is one of the tools that'll, for example, allow Biden to put pressure on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, oh no, you're like a broadcast thing. And,
Well, we're going to use the word allowed there with quotes around it because, it's really not allowed, but
yeah, well,
Obama wants to
it was now,
overrule.
it is now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's legal right now for the government to use propaganda against us. And so,
Was that passed in Congress like that, though? Did Congress passed an act like that? Wow.
yeah, it was the Smith-Mundt Revision Act, something like that. Yeah, yeah, very disturbing. Very.
Yeah.
Because remember that
That one
Obama
wasn't on the news. I missed
he had
that
a
one. I watched the
majority.
news.
He had a majority for a little while,
Yeah.
first 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did that, and I was like, oh, that's not good when they did it. And
Well, they're evil, but they're smart. They knew the things to do to break it from within a little bit.
that's what you get. You got a bunch of lawyers and in Connecticut.
They use our freedoms against us. They take advantage of our freedoms to
I think that's probably
dominate
that's
us.
human nature, and if we don't stay alert to it, then this is how we end up where we are. And just, I'm
I
counting.
think we're heading in the right direction. I really
Oh,
do.
absolutely,
Great.
absolutely. As I can't stop the winning right now. It's
There
pretty
wasn't even a
exciting.
spark. There wasn't even a spark really until
I know,
last 10 years or so.
I know, I
You
know.
know.
So yeah, and it's yeah, and they've subpoenaed. So another piece of good news, South Carolina, they are being forced to cough up their voter rolls. They had to have another court thing where they took them to court to get the damn
Yeah,
voter rolls because they didn't want to give them up. So
yeah,
the court was like, no, this is not an invasion of privacy. The federal government can like take the voter rolls. It's totally okay.
yeah. Good.
So I think
Was that the state? What's court
South
ruled that?
Carolina.
Oh,
What?
South Carolina Supreme Court.
The
Oh,
Supreme Court of South Carolina, they took it there. So it's the Supreme Court of South Carolina said, no,
okay.
no, you can take the
Let's
voter.
can take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen in Connecticut because seriously,
Oh, they're probably not.
yeah,
Well,
because
they could take that to federal district court, though. I would think.
I, I wish I knew how that worked.
Force them to do that. Well, I would think so.
Hopefully, yeah,
Well, the
hopefully.
Constitution clearly says the federal government has
Yeah, they
jurisdiction over
have to.
elections, so that should be
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, it should be enough. I mean,
If you have
people,
jurisdiction over something, you have control over it, which
yeah,
means you should see the data that you're in control of.
I, you'd think.
You'd think.
Well, our state representatives take an oath to uphold the United States Constitution, not just the
Correct.
state constitution.
That's right.
And they're not doing a great job on that state constitution piece either. So,
They're doing the exact opposite in many cases.
yeah, well, I mean, we had Pastor Dell on there and, he was talking about how he wrote a letter to AG Tong about the church that had the pastor that was providing a chest binder to somebody, and it's
Mhm.
like, does this not count as lewd and lascivious behavior, which is literally against the state constitution in a church? If you are a church, you cannot be engaging in lewd and lascivious behavior.
Mm-hmm.
The Constitution, Connecticut state constitution.
Right. You can't be a sinner and run a church.
Maybe.
You think?
Maybe. I don't know. There might be a little logic there, maybe. Yeah, and Tom completely ignored him. And then he got a call from the state police. It's like, oh, seriously?
Mm,
They backed down.
yeah,
Maybe because Pastor Jake did a lot of shouting.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Lord,
yeah. So that was pretty crazy. So
that's amazing. Well, we'll get there.
we'll get there. Are we there?
We are there.
The sun is about to come and smack into my face. So
Good timing.
yeah, I think so.
All right. Well,
All right.
hey, tonight the Red Sox and Yankees in New York. Show a sports thing on the side. It's the playoffs, baseball, Major League Baseball, Red Sox at Yankees.
Right.
Game 3. I'll be glued.
Okay. I'm hoping because my husband gets around to watching football once in a while because apparently he follows the Giants. And apparently the Giants won something last weekend. So he was just a little
They
bit.
did. They won a good game last weekend. They beat a good
Yeah.
team.
So so apparently the quarterback also went to Old Miss and he broke all of Eli Manning's records.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. And
Okay.
so I know about this because my husband's into football and he tells me these things.
We Patriots fans don't like the Giants very much.
Duh. Duh. So I'm kind of hoping, so they have picked out, I don't know if you've heard this was the other little controversy, and I know we thought we were done, but I'm going to give you this last piece before we
Okay.
go. So they've picked out the halftime show for the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad you're bringing this up.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's this, and I don't know what nationality this guy is. All I know is that he does not speak much English, but his
Not American.
stage name is Bad Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. And I've seen pictures of him, and yeah, he's like a cross dresser, and
Yeah, he's anti-Semitic.
oh yeah, that too. Yeah, I missed that.
He's a hardcore left wing.
I was so tangled up in him in a pink dress that I was like, oh.
He's a DEI hire. He's trans.
Oh.
He's absolutely he's probably now clearly the NFL picked this person. You have to show to stick it in Trump's face.
Mm.
And this is absolutely a turnoff for any real NFL football, almost any
come
real
on.
NFL football fan. So
Why would they even think that any football fan would think this was a fantastic idea?
yeah, I know. It's terrible.
So
It may cause problems with people because I know a lot of people back when maybe remember 10 years ago when the players were taking a knee and they weren't standing for the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have one of my best friends actually. He and I were at a football pool together, big fans. He hasn't followed the NFL since then. He won't come back. Yeah. And there were a few other people he told me that were the same way. This is going to create more of an probably even bigger exodus of people, maybe
Well,
including
there's a
me.
big
I won't
hoopla.
watch the halftime show.
There's a lot of yelling, and Turning Point USA is talking about maybe doing their own halftime show with Creed. So
Nice. I would watch that. Creed's a good band.
there you go.
Yeah. And then people might just, I don't know. I don't know if a Super Bowl boycott would ever happen. Probably not. It's too powerful to even
That's it.
try.
But it's like
But,
maybe everybody
but
will just leave during the
I,
halftime show.
I think the NFL should feel the pain from this though, somehow.
They really should.
Yeah.
They really should. I
Because
mean,
even though the left wing likes to use boycotts and embargoes on to try to stop what they do, and that's actually a legitimate way to do things.
yeah,
If
it's fine.
legitimate way for people to protest, if they're unhappy with something their company's doing, then go to another company, or or don't participate, don't patronize that.
But thus far, I give you Bud Light.
Yeah,
What was
their
what was
trans thing, right? They did a trans
Oh
thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Dylan Mulvaney, dear God.
Jaguar with their thing they
Jaguar, yeah, that was the
did.
next one. Yeah, also same thing. And now it's Netflix.
Oh, what are they doing?
Well, it came out that first of all, I think I don't remember. Oh, so there's this show on Netflix it's totally a grooming thing. Directed at, 7 to 10-year-olds, all about it's full of characters that don't know what sex they are.
Oh
And
boy, oh boy. Okay,
yeah,
so
and the
oh
creator
boy,
is he's
they
a
don't know what sex they are. A whole group of
creator,
them.
and apparently 100% of Netflix employees um donated to the Democrat Party.
Oh
And
boy. Well, Obama
I
owns
just
part of
read
that.
something that said Susan Rice is actually helping run the show there.
Do you know that Obama either does or did own a big chunk of Netflix?
Yeah,
Michelle
well,
Barack Obama. Yeah.
that was that piece.
All
So,
right, let's find a new venue to go. How about Hulu? Maybe they're better.
no, they're owned by Disney now.
Oh, great. So, here's the thing I've noticed, and this is not meant to be anti-gay at all, because I'm not against homosexuality. If people want to do what they want to do, I'm fine with it. But have you ever noticed, if you watch TV over the last 15 years, the dramas are
There
on
is a lot of guys kissing now.
You would think that
Yeah,
half the men were gay. You would think
yeah.
half the men,
Women
like,
too. Oh yeah, women
yeah,
too.
and women both. Yeah,
That's like,
it's so depicted in what are otherwise good shows.
percentage wise, it's very inaccurate. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's part of the cultural war, and I think that we need Americans don't want to see that and that kind of. Look, if it exists, so if it's on once in a while on a show, fine. It's not like I don't. It's not like it's going to bother me seeing it. A
Hmm.
men kissing, for example, right?
It bothers my husband.
It doesn't bother me at all. I want nothing
My
to do
husband
with it.
a lot.
Yeah. So well, it bothers me. No, it bothers me a lot too in the fact that they're overdoing it. You see.
Mhm.
Now, if I was watching like 10 different shows, whatever, and I saw it once, which
Mhm.
is appropriate because every now and then guys do kiss
Every now and
sometimes,
then, right?
right? So if you have it on a show every now and then, I don't have a problem with that. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Okay. It's just the fact that every guy I can't watch even one show. There's not one. Her and I, we watch our dramas together. We go through a list of them. We watch. I can't even find one. There isn't even one without a prominent gay couple
We're
in them.
going through older stuff, right?
Sometimes more than one. Yeah, you got. Yeah, older shows, right? Exactly. There
That's
are
what
some good
older
old ones
shows
to
are.
watch.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what bothers me. That upsets me. That it's being indoctrinated into the people to see. Like so young people watching it grow up thinking it's completely okay. Completely, and it's not completely okay and normal. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not normal. Period.
No.
Okay, it's not. It's actually. If you were to really look at it honestly, and from a medical standpoint, it probably involves some kind of in some cases, not all, but in some cases, some kind of a hormonal displacement or some kind of a typhoid issue or something like that causes these things. So that's the truth of it. There are very few, especially men. I think more women choose to fool around with other women.
Well, women have a more
They tend to be more like, hey, let's just do this for fun.
psychology
They don't put as much of a stigma on it, kind of thing.
women
But
have
man, there's
our
very
sexuality is a little more malleable. I
it's a
mean,
little bit malleable. Yeah, it is.
it's just
You know, and there are some women that are born gay too, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
You know,
But there's the other piece that women, being when women are raped or abused,
yeah,
it's like switching teams is sometimes just way more appealing.
true. And there's also like I bet you could probably there's probably the number of women that are straight, they're not gay, but they say, oh yeah, I fooled around in college. I experimented in college. They probably like outnumber men like 10-1 in that area. Like there's very few men
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Well, there's a lot
very few
less
men.
stigma.
Yeah, you're either born with
A
it and
lot less
stuck with it,
stigma
or you're
around that.
not. There's very few
Yeah.
men that are like, hey, I think I'll try this guy today. And
Yeah.
no. That very rarely ever happens.
Yeah.
But because of woke and this left wing thing, they're trying to create more of that. You see,
Right. Exactly.
and it's working on some extent because there are more men that are doing that. I saw a poll recently that said as
But
many
they
as
also, have you seen
11%.
the studies on testosterone levels in young men?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like, that could be a factor there too.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's like, yeah, it's so testosterone levels in young men way down. And there's all sorts of different physiological reasons for that.
And that's probably not an accident either, based on our food supply and all that.
Potentially.
But anyway, we got a lot of work to do to fix this. I think people
Yes.
are waking up, and now we think we are finally there.
Okay. Now we're there for real this time. All
We
right.
are for real this time. We
God
mean it.
bless Connecticut. God bless the United States.
God bless America. God bless Connecticut. Good night, everybody.
Good night.